thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited here on another segment of Millennial Matters. We have a special guest. She's no stranger to Mississippi,
No.
But let's just go into it. So tell us who you are.
So I am Shandell Lewis from Vicksburg, Mississippi, and by day I'm a school counselor, but I am the owner of A Touch of Magnolia Candle Company.
How in the world do you do that? We're still in the middle of a pandemic, and
Yes,
you have
we
a business.
I do, and I actually launched mid-pandemic.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was my 27th birthday gift to myself.
Wow. So let's talk about what your business is as a millennial.
Okay, so I primarily sell candles, but I also I hand make everything. Let's start there.
Time.
Time. It's time. It's handcrafted, perfectly thought out. But I sell candles, wax melts, and room sprays primarily. I also have coffee mugs, but what I make are the candles, the wax melts, and the room sprays.
Wow. So what's your favorite product that you make?
My favorite product would have to be, I love candles, but I will have to say my favorite product are the room sprays because they're so versatile. They're on the go. I keep one in every room. I have one in my office. I keep one in my purse, and they're just super. I refresh my sheets with them, shower curtain, everything. I use it all over the house. Yeah. So that would have to be my favorite because it's the most versatile.
So Shandell, you didn't wake up one morning and say, I'm gonna make some candles.
No.
That can't be the story.
No, it's not.
Let's talk about how you got started.
Okay, so honestly, I absolutely love aromatherapy. I was diagnosed with anxiety in graduate school. I feel like I had it before then, but it came a little bit more together and it made more sense then in graduate school. And aromatherapy, lighting my candles, using wax melts, just cleaning my apartment really is what got me through some really tough days. And there were some days where all I did was get up and light a candle. So my mom used to burn them around the house a lot, but for me it was personal because that helped me through such a tough time in my life where I said, you know what, I'm creative, I love working with my hands, I love making things, DIY projects, and I just kind of started experimenting one day and said I absolutely love this and I want to tie it into my passion because I'm a school counselor, so I love helping people. So aromatherapy was right, it was in my lane, so I absolutely just went for it, trial and error. I tested for about, I would say a little over a year. It took me a little over a year, Yep, and got the perfect formula, and I just took it and ran with it.
Talk about time again.
Yeah.
So about how long does it take to make just I don't want to say a basic candle because there's nothing basic about your product.
Not at all.
But how long does it take to make those products when it comes to the candles?
Yeah, so I make my candles in small batches just because I want to make sure I'm keeping that handmade touch feel on the candles. So it takes me about, I would say anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes just to make a small batch, and I normally make them around batches of 10 to 12. So yeah, about 30.
So with your products, what main message do you want to send to people as an entrepreneur, a millennial entrepreneur? Yeah. What main message do you want to send once people purchase your products?
Well, my tagline is handmade, luxury, southern. I'm offering all three of those things because of course I make my products by hand. Luxury because I just believe that even though we're at home and I had to learn how to make home luxury during the pandemic, and I'm southern, I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi. You could pick me out anywhere and say that's the Southern Belle in the room. I absolutely love Mississippi. I love where I'm from. So I wanted to make sure to keep that culture in my brand because it's a part of me.
And so with you launching your business mid-pandemic, and with the anxiety, how did you navigate and still be able to live? I mean, because that's a lot. You're in a pandemic, plus you're fighting against anxiety, and then you have a business that you're also launching. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
How did you navigate?
It wasn't easy, but you know what? I'm operating in my gift, and I truly believe that your gift will always make room for you. So mid-pandemic, we were still working. The kids were virtual because, like I said, I'm a school counselor. So I was still helping my kids. I'm lighting candles and making candles. It was just, it was tough, but it was absolutely doable because I know I'm operating in my passion and my purpose.
And so with your business, what advice would you give to the next millennial if they wanted to start a candle business? Now, we can't release all the secrets of how we get your products, but what advice would you give someone who either wants to do the same thing as you or who just wants to start a business?
Yeah. So first I would say just make sure you're operating again in your purpose. And like I said, I believe your gift will truly make room for you as long as you're in your lane. And the advice that I would give is it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. It's really not. You have to find your brand and make it your own and just to go for it. just to go for it.
So I'm hearing you talk a lot. You're not saying this particular word, but I'm hearing you saying consistency.
Absolutely.
A lot. Let's talk about that, because a lot of millennials are very inconsistent, and then they don't like to wait. You know, we're like the microwavable generation.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how to keep that consistency going.
Well, I can honestly say I'm not the most patient person, but a touch of magnolia has really brought the patience out of me, because one thing about candles, the longer they cure, the better they are, right?
Wow.
So I think that during that process of learning how to actually make my candles, it taught me about patience, because it was just better, you know, the longer that I waited. And I think sometimes social media may play into the popcorn generation. We want everything instantly. So yeah, that consistency, because I know my brand and a touch of magnolia is here to stay. So the consistency that I put into it is absolutely paying off.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and stopping by to talk to us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.